Oh boy. Hey guys, welcome back to Hakuoki. I know it's been a bit, which is just a week. Last week I didn't have a chance to record this over the weekend, and then during the week I got a massive hit to my energy levels, which is totally normal. This is a normal part of my life. Just, just take it for it's normal. I'm fine. And I really could not record in the evenings. I was like passing out. I was just so low on energy. But here we are back. And I should have probably brushed up on what some of the voices were for everyone, but I think I remember all of the really important characters. So that's all that matters, because I think everyone else did not have a set in stone voice. And I think we'll figure that out as we go. But right now, we have just seen Sanan go through some pretty intense magical girl transformation and almost tried to kill us, but we had faith in our boy Sanan, and now we are essentially locked in our room with Okita because, we've seen things, and Sanan has told us things that we are just not supposed to know. And thanks a lot, Sanan. I appreciate it. But anyways, I do actually now have a controller plugged in. And let's see if this is better. I have no idea. We will find out. So she's saying, when I was on rounds, I saw many such men fighting and dueling amongst themselves. For what? Did I ever figure out how to pull up the menu? Okay, well, there's that. Wasn't it like control? I thought it was control. Okay. I was gonna try. Oh, here it is. So, nope, never mind. No, we don't get to see.
When we started out, we were really short on men. Our reputation was shit, and we couldn't pay that well either. Anyway, we didn't have many people asking to join, and those who did were pretty disappointing. That was when some guy from the shogunate showed up and offered to make us part of this experiment. An experiment? That must have been what Sanan was referring to.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, wrong voice.
So, you knew what the side effects were, and you still made them take it?
We didn't make them take it. It was their choice. You see, the Shinsengumi has this thing called the rules of conduct. I'm like half controller, half keyboard. Hang on. Excuse me. Shinsengumi regulations that were to be strictly obeyed, as the penalty for disobedience was honorable suicide. Is that a penalty? We give you the opportunity to honorably commit suicide. It was also referred to as the code. Okay. Anyways, just so you don't get all confused, it's a set of rules we employ to keep everyone in line. Usually, if you break our rules, we make you cut yourself open. Okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. I guess that's all right.
Cut yourself open?
Why are you so surprised? Why is anyone surprised? The only way a warrior can own up to something is by cutting themselves open. Okay, thanks, Okita. Traditionally, when samurai disgraced themselves, they drove their swords into their bellies. I had thought such traditions were obsolete, and that now the worst they do is pretend to cut themselves open with a fan. You get it, right? If they're gonna die anyways, don't you think it makes more sense for them to save some face and take it into their own hands? For these guys, we gave them a choice. Kill yourself, or drink the shogun's concoction. You get it? Don't you feel bad for them? Wow, okay, what a choice! Oh yeah, they chose to take it. I couldn't think of anything to say. What sort of choice was that? Thanks, Sakura. Same. Death by your own hand, or madness and death by someone else's? The men that I'd encountered that winter night, had their last thoughts as men been hope they might survive the madness? It sounded horrible. Something that makes you strong and hard to kill should be really great, right? In actuality, though, they ended up being a piece of cake. We could easily kill them all. In a moment, I was taken back to that fateful night when Okita dispatched the warriors with white hair without any effort.
I wonder what's going to happen to Sanan.
I was worried too. Was Sanan okay? Would he change? My stomach was twisting itself into knots. Well, anyways, and so the long night broke. The captains of the Shinsengumi gathered in the common room. Okay, everyone, don't worry. The hardest part for him is over. I think I gave him an old man voice, because he makes me think of an old man, even though I don't think he's that old. The room collectively breathed a sigh of relief. So, how is Sanan? He's still asleep. Looks pretty peaceful. That's not the right voice. So, has Sanan gone crazy like the others? Inoue simply shook his head. We won't know for sure until he wakes up. I can't think of his voice. He's gone from my mind. For now, he looks just like he always has. Suddenly then, the door slid open. Oh god.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Oh, we're just having a blast. Ah, shit. Ito.
That wasn't the warm welcome I expected. My, you all look rather glum.
Well, isn't it obvious that it's because we have to see your face in the morning?
My Nagakura darling, you're such a joker.
Oh god, Ito, read the room, man. Ito dismissed Nagakura's snide remark, and he turned to face the standing warriors.
Come now, why the long faces, everyone? It has to do with the happenings of last night, I presume.
No. Desperately, Kondo's eyes flew around the room, as if looking for someone to offer an excuse.
Sano, make something up.
Oh, wrong voice. Sano, make something up. Me? What? Well, you see, yesterday...
You're a miserable actor. Keep your mouth shut. How about you leave the explaining to someone who could string two words together,
Yeah, like Okita? Okita turned to Saito expectantly, and the latter spoke up at once.
As you may have heard, Deputy Commander Ito, an incident occurred last night at headquarters.
My, an incident, you say?
Yes, however, we have yet to assume a real grasp on the situation. An attempt to make an explanation now is a risk of confusion from inaccurate information. If you wish, I would be happy to provide you with a more detailed report this afternoon.
I see. I understand. I shall look forward to receiving the details this evening. Very well, then. Good day.
Wow. Saito to the rescue. Ito brandished another strange smile, stood, nodded, and left the room promptly. Someone go check if he's listening, because honestly, seems like he let us off easy.
What do you mean?
Ito has his wits about him. We shouldn't have let him see all of us together. The only man missing was Sanan. It won't take Ito long to realize something's happened to him.
Oh.
Ito had likely guessed at what took place, but decided not to press the issue. I mean, not really. I highly doubt Ito was like,
yes, I know for certain that he has, consumed a red vial that contains a liquid that shall turn him into a demon. Yes, that is why Sanan is not here.
I highly doubt he guessed entirely. Sanan! I looked up just in time to see Sanan shuffle through the door. Sanan!
Hey, come on, guys. Don't stare at me like I'm some kind of monster.
Sanan, you sure you should be up and about?
I'm only a little drained, sore. A side effect of my new condition, I suppose. Those who have taken the draft often find activity during daylight hours to be especially taxing.
Sanan looked a little pale, but it didn't look too difficult for him to stand and speak. But if it's hard for him to move during the day,
I am no longer a human being. Those words sunk our hearts heavily. Even the captains fell silent to his solemn admission.
Oh, Sanan, who cares what you are? You're alive. That's good enough for me. Kondo stood and grabbed Sanan's shoulders tightly, his expression bright and endearing. Tears nearly welled in his beaming eyes.
So, how's your arm? Has it healed? I haven't fully recovered yet, so I would withhold any final judgment, but...
He lifted his left arm, the arm that before had hung limp at his side, and flexed his hand. It didn't look any different than before his injury. Excuse me?
It seems to have been healed. At the very least, it is no longer a hindrance.
Thank goodness. In spite of the chaos from last night, his wish to use his arm once more came true. I think we all knew his hands were working fine. I mean, they were wrapped around my throat for a period there. However, you can't go out in the sun though, right? Will you be able to fight with us? His voice was calm, almost careless.
I have an idea. Tell everyone I died.
What?
From now on, I will serve in the Corps to remind them, and us, that success is possible.
Sanan, have you lost your mind? Do you know what you're saying?
Of course I do. Do you, Nagakura? The Shogun had ordered us to keep this thing a secret. If I, die, the Shogun's secret remains so. Besides, consider the possibilities of the side effects being managed or even removed. What reason do we have not to use it? They seemed to be against Sanan's idea, though no one said anything. Who would want to consign a friend to a life of secrecy, lived in shadows? But we were given this task by the Shogun himself. I suppose this is our only choice. Well, this is what you asked for, Sanan. And besides, you're not the type to listen either. You know me well, don't you? You couldn't have been more accurate. Hijikata scoffed at Sanan's suggestion, and bitterness frothed from his words. This means moving to a new location isn't something we can put off any longer. If we're going to hide Sanan from Ito and his men, we need more space. This place won't cut it. I agree. If we intend to begin research again, then a move is even more urgent. All right, everyone. Even though none of you got much sleep, we need to attend to business. Yukimura, you go back to your room. I know you didn't sleep much. Okay, understood. Please excuse me.
Wow, that was almost caring. I bowed to everyone and left the common room. I'm happy that Sanan was safe, but a whole flurry of new concerns arose. Learning of my father's horrible work. What will become of me? Will I be safe? Such thoughts buzzed heavily in my head as I walked back to my room. Yeah, I mean, fair. Daddy-O was cooking up some craziness. I just realized I don't have the game guide open. Oh no. Oops. All right, we are now in June 1865. Hakuoki. Is it Edo Blossoms or Kyoto Winds? I think it's Kyoto Winds. Uh-oh. How did I forget? Oh my gosh. I can't... How did I forget? Is it Kyoto Winds? It must be because the link is purple. Yep, I think I found it. Yeah, alright, there we go. June 1865. Our emperor had passed, and our year moved from the 2nd of Ganji to the 1st of Keo. Keo? Maybe. It was 3 months since we'd moved the headquarters to Nishi Hongwanji. After leaving Mibu, the Shinsengumi relocated their headquarters to the Nishi Hongwanji Temple. There's a lot of room, but... More room meant, well, farther to walk. I'd walked through it almost every day for weeks, and I was finally beginning to learn my way around. If that's anything like the real place, that's a huge compound. As I turned a corner near the back of the compound, I caught sight of someone sitting in the shadows. There you are, Sanan. Your food's ready. Oh, hello. Thank you. The snow disappeared, the cherry blossoms bloomed and fled, and now the swallows and the heat came. I stumbled over that. Sanan and I exchanged a pair of smiles, and I held out my hand to let the breeze brush. I held out my hands to let the breeze brush across them.
It's really gotten warm lately.
Yes, it has. Unfortunately, the increased sunshine has been more unpleasant for me than the heat.
Really?
I didn't think the sun was particularly strong that day, but to Sanan, who hid in the shadows and out of sight during the day, it must have been unbearable. They're basically vampires. That's what we can get to. They're basically vampires. The Shinsengumi are vampires. The night he changed. Sanan's hair turned white, and in his eyes was a thirst for blood. He was officially recorded as deceased, but he in fact drank the water of life and became a Fury. He is in command of the Fury Corps. This is a bit easier with a controller, I'm not gonna lie. But looking at his peaceful smile now made it hard to imagine such a night was real. If someone told me it was all a bad dream, I would have believed it. It wasn't a dream, though, and now Sanan spends his days hiding from the sunlight and from others. For just a moment, the sun lit on Sanan's hair. I don't know if it was a trick of the light or simply my mind being foolish, but in that moment, his hair was a brilliant white. Is something the matter? You look as though you've seen a ghost, which I hardly feel is polite.
Oh, no, nothing at all.
He looked perfectly normal now, of course. Surely I thought I must have simply imagined it. Even if I had, there was no denying that he was the same man who went mad with bloodlust. The fear of the night cast a shadow over my heart. It was unnerving. Heisuke and I made our way through the crowded as usual streets of Kyoto at a brisk pace.
You know, I haven't gone out on patrol with you in quite a while, Heisuke. Huh? Oh, yeah, I guess not. Ito had me pretty busy. So,
I forget his voice, I just know I had it kind of high-pitched.
so how was it while I was gone? Shin and Sano didn't bug you while I was gone, did they? Everything was fine, and they were kind to me. Ah, that's good. So, any updates on your dad? Did you find any leads? None at all.
Ah, I see. Wouldn't you know? If I had found leads, they would have told you.
I stopped by your old place in Ito with the information you gave me, but, well, there were no signs of anyone returning. Seriously, I wonder where he went. The somberness of Heisuke's expression started to rub off on me. Now, I was depressed. Oh, thank you for taking the time to look anyway. There's nothing to thank me for. I mean, the fact you're not allowed to come and go as you please is completely our fault. Heisuke?
Heisuke stopped himself mid-sentence, which was jarring. Ever since he returned from Ito, he'd looked glum.
Hey, Heisuke, how about you? It's been a while since you were in Kyoto. Does it seem different from Ito? Well, I sort of feel like the town has changed. So have the people.
Huh? I was wondering what was going through his head. Did something happen to him in Ito? His sudden change of character confused me. Heisuke's head jerked up slightly, and he looked across the street. He stood on his toes and waved.
Hey, Soji! Find anything over there? Nope. Everything's normal.
Okito was on patrol as well, although his route took him through a different part of the city.
Well, normal for now at least. I'm sure things will pick up once the Shogun gets here. The Shogun's coming to visit Kyoto? Yep, it's got Kondo all worked up too. Kondo truly respects Shogun Iemochi. I see. I hope it turns out well, right, Heisuke? Oh, yeah? Yeah, I bet he is.
Huh? Something had really gotten into him. I glanced at Okita to see if he noticed anything. Uh-oh, he's coughing.
Okita, are you alright?
I'm fine. I think I just caught a cold or something.
Ah,
I see. Not that what I did was a cough, but, we'll just pretend that I did in fact cough.
I see. Well, please take care of yourself. I have medicine to treat colds, so I'll give you some when we return. Oh, yeah? Thanks. I guess having you around comes in handy at times. What's the matter?
Okita's eyes looked past me, and suddenly, something caught his attention off to the side.
Whoa, what do you mean, no?
Uh-oh. Something's happening.
Stop it. Let go of me.
We're patriots, fighting every day to kick those damn foreigners out of our country. You owe us a little booze, or maybe even, a little company.
Patriot, a person who devotes themselves to their country, sometimes going so far as to give their life in the process. Did we need a definition for that? Across the street, a clump of perhaps 3 or 4 men were harassing a young girl.
Okita! Heisuke!
I see them. Stay here.
But it appeared Okita got to them first.
Well, guess patriots aren't what they used to be with men like you throwing the title around.
The usual crowd shuffled away from Okita and the men as quickly as they could. No one wanted to be near the sight of unsheathed blades. The Ronin's eyes found Okita's jacket, and the men stiffened.
You're one of the Shinsengumi fellas, ain't you?
Ah, you must be the brains. So tell me, Chief, what's it gonna be?
His lips curled into a predatory smile as his hand gripped his sword. There was no mirth in that rictus grin, and the Ronin's faces grew much paler. Their moods were not completely... Not reading correctly. Their moods were not totally deflated yet, as their ringleader made one more attempt.
God damn it. Get out of here, you brown-nosing son of a bitch.
Shut up. If you really want to live, maybe you should follow your own advice. The sight of 2 Shinsengumi blackjackets standing shoulder to shoulder was enough to deter the men. Screw you guys!
The last of the color drained from their faces, and they turned tail and ran.
Ugh, they're gonna just run away at the sight of us, and they should never have picked a fight with us in the first place. You aren't gonna go after them? Arrest them? And charge them with which crime exactly?
Didn't figure you for the iron fist sort. I didn't really mean it like that.
Thank you for saving me. My name is Kaoru Nagumo.
The protagonist saved this. The protagonist did absolutely nothing. Come on. Save this girl while on patrol with Okita and Todo. She bears a striking resemblance to the protagonist. We did nothing to help. We stood to the side and watched. I watched as the girl gave Okita a quick bow. She was so refined, so ladylike. Even dressed like a girl, I doubted I could ever be as elegant as her. Hilarious because you guys are basically twins. I'd only just begun to feel sorry for myself when suddenly I felt a hand on my arm.
Whoa, Okita.
Calm down, kid. Come here and stand next to her. I don't know if they... Oh, yeah, they show it. See? We are literally exactly like her. Aw, Chizuru is so cute. I thought her name was Chiharu. I don't know if I've said Chiharu or Chizuru, but it's Chizuru. He shoved me next to the girl we'd just rescued, then stepped back to stroke his chin thoughtfully.
Okita.
I glanced nervously toward the girl and attempted to smile kindly under the circumstances. The smile she gave me in return was beautiful, but there was something about it that seemed odd. She seems familiar. It's you, my dear, basically.
Just as I thought.
They look just like each other.
We look alike?
That's when I finally realized she was identical to whom I saw in the mirror.
Really?
I don't think they look alike at all. No. They're practically identical. Dress the kid up like a girl and you wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
Okita, she seems troubled.
Oh, I had to say something, but what? Perhaps she saw through my confusion, or perhaps it was something else.
I wish to thank you properly, but I'm afraid you've caught me in the middle of an important errand which I must attend to. Please forgive my rudeness. I hope I will be able to repay you soon, Okita of the Shinsengumi.
With that, the girl who called herself Kaoru disappeared into the crowds of Kyoto, although the uneasiness created by her presence remained. Hey, looks like she's got the hots for you, Soji. Ha! Oh, Heisuke, is that what you really think? You've got a long way to go before you're at Sano's level.
What? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Their back and forth continued, but my mind was elsewhere. Last night's rain left a number of puddles in the road, and when I looked into them, I saw a strange girl who looked just like me.
Kaoru, huh?
Wind caught the surface of the puddle, sending a flurry of ripples across it.
Come on, let's get moving.
All right, I'm coming.
I turned and ran toward Heisuke and Okita, already on their way back to headquarters. Do I even do anything that makes people think that I am a man, except stand very far away and not talk to anyone? The temple was much larger than the compound in Mibu, as advertised. The whole Shinsengumi could gather in the common room with space to spare. As Kondo spoke, his voice echoed grandly throughout the hall. Standing before Kondo were the many proud men under his leadership with glowing expressions. By now, I imagine you have all heard that Iemochi Tokugawa, the 14th shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate, will be visiting our city of Kyoto. The 14th Tokugawa shogun, he married Emperor Komei's sister in support of imperial unification, and he was popular with the emperor and the vassals. The Shinsengumi have been asked to guard him as he passes through the city on his way to Nijo Castle, a castle built by the Tokugawa shogunate to house the shogun while he was in Kyoto.
Whoa! What? The Shinsengumi guards the shogun?
Wow, that's one big promotion. Excuse me. Too hard for them to ignore us after Ikeda and Hamaguri, huh? Our work's finally paying off. Guess you could say the fate of the country will be resting on our swords, huh? That's exactly it. You guys better be ready for it. Oh god, shoot, I think I made him British, right? Guarding the shogun. That is one big role.
Indeed, if only Sanan was alive, he would be so happy.
Oh please, shut your stupid face.
How truly dreadful to have lost such an ally. Excuse me.
Did he exist? Was he really actually a jerk? Like, is this a real person that is actually a butthole, or are we just slighting some historical figure and turning him into an asshole? Excuse me. I have some coffee with me. It's decaf, so, you know, it's basically just bean water. Ito wiped crocodile tears away from his eyes with a silk handkerchief. Ito and his followers were told Sanan died. In fact, the entire incident surrounding his transformation had been covered up. Only a few of the men of the Shinsengumi knew the truth, and me. Aw, Ito. I think performing the job given to us by the shogun is what Sanan would have wanted. Oh yeah, Kondo, I love you, but you are just so gullible.
Yes, I understand. This is an excellent opportunity for us to thrust our name into the forefront of the masses. Things are going to get pretty hectic.
Oh no, this was the other guy. Oops. Were they all the other guy? No. Okay, it was just this one. Things are going to get pretty hectic soon. We ought to get our assignments hashed out. To begin, I'd like Soji and myself to... Sorry, Kondo. But do you think maybe Soji could sit this one out? Huh? Why is that? Supposedly his cold hasn't recovered. I've repeatedly told him to take care of himself. What? Soji, is that true? Are you alright? The demon's just being a mother hen, sir. I think I'm fine. Don't give me that crap. You just about coughed up a lung earlier. Is that your excuse to sell me some meds? No matter what, I won't buy Ishida medicinal powder. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just shut up and follow my orders. I gave Okites a pretty strong medicine not too long ago. I wonder if that didn't work. Or maybe he doesn't have a cold, but rather he's inhaling dust from the lack of cleaning here. Then, suddenly, someone raised his hand. What's the matter, Heisuke? Something on your mind?
Oh, Kondo. I'm not feeling so great either.
You too, Heisuke. You better take care of yourself. This is our time to shine. I was hoping to have all of us there to greet the Shogun.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, your health comes first, always. I'm sure you'll have another chance. I just have to make sure to do something spectacular. Kondo and Hijikata continued to discuss their formation, but suddenly, Hijikata turned to me. All right, what are you going to do?
What?
Don't give me that. I'm asking if you're coming with us or not.
I can go too?
Of course, we certainly won't mind. Hang on, I'm probably not supposed to go. After all, you're practically one of us. If you want, I'd love to have you come.
Could I? Could I really go?
I hesitated for a moment, confused, and Okita laughed. Why don't you go? It doesn't seem too dangerous either.
Yeah, the Choshu domain can't come in or out of Kyoto, so I'm sure there will be no fights.
You gotta say that now. What should I do? I'm just a little concerned about a person like me who's not a warrior coming along, but I was feeling emotionally strained with no leads of my father turning up on rounds.
I'll go.
Oh, I don't have to choose this one. All right then. I figured we'd put you in charge of running errands as a messenger. I'm using the hell out of you, so brace yourself.
Oh, Hijikata, my man. Smile like that more often.
Our boy. He's my fave. In the early days of the Tokugawa shogunate, Nijo Castle was a place for the shogun to stay on his way to the capital. It's been a while since the shogun actually stayed in it, though. We'd met the shogun on the road and begun our escort about 30 minutes earlier and arrived at the castle relatively recently. By now, I imagined Kondo, Nagakura, Inoue, and the men were greeting the officials and other important people in the shogun's retinue.
Well, I've got a job to do too.
It was my job to tell soldiers when to change shifts and to carry messages back and forth. A glorified errand girl, in other words. I don't see myself as being useless, though, I think.
I've come with a message.
Oh, it's this guy. Have I seen him before? Uh-oh. I don't remember if he had a voice. What, you're the messenger? This isn't a playground, you know. Well, I'm not here to play.
Oh, I'm not here to play.
Huh, is that so? Then what could someone like you, who can't even use a sword, do for anyone?
I've come here to do what I can do. Would you mind if we stop playing games?
Speak.
The chief is currently going around, paying his respects to the people in the castle. Everyone else continue with the guard.
Message received. Huh? That's it? It's that simple? What's up with your dumb face? Surprised I listened to your message?
Oh, well, no,
A job is a job. I don't plan on making it personal. All right, you've delivered your message. Get out of here.
Okay.
Yikes. Miki and I never really got on the best of terms, but maybe he's a responsible person. After he shooed me away, I continued attending to my duties as a messenger. In the surroundings of Nijo Castle, I could see the warriors wearing a white uniform, which was different than the afternoon uniform. They don't seem too nervous, but I guess it makes sense. Some of the imperial nationalist extremists were driven out of Kyoto, and many warriors fled. There's no way anything would happen. Uh-oh.
Huh?
A sudden chill ran down the length of my spine. I froze.
Huh?
I knew the feeling. A length of cold steel seeking entry into your flesh, eyes shining with a lust for blood and violence. Since I'd begun living with the Shinsengumi, I felt it more than once. Bloodlust. My eyes were drawn to the roof, where no one would think to look. A large wall cast a shadow shielding a section of the roof from the moonlight. There they stood. The villains of our story, these three, which we have not seen yet because we keep staying home.
You! So, you've noticed us. Not too slow then.
They looked very distinctive, unlike any soldiers I'd seen before, but 3 sets of piercing eyes scattered my thoughts, making it hard to think. I had recognized them. Now I had to put names to the faces. I don't know how we recognized them.
Shikage Kazuma.
A man with ties to the Satsuma domain. He claims to be a demon, and he has a very specific interest in the heron. That's such a spoiler. We haven't actually learned that yet, any of that. Ugh, sometimes I feel like I shouldn't read these. Kyuju Amagiri. A mysterious person involved with the Satsuma domain. He claims to be a demon. Kyo Shiranui. Okay, a person who associates with the Choshu domain. Also claims to be a demon. They were connected to both the Satsuma and the Choshu, and they'd made an effort to impede the Shinsengumi at Ikeda, and again at Hamaguri.
Why are you here?
You mean... Oh god, Shiranui is the one on the right?
You mean, how did we get here, right? Well, the answer is simple. Man-made obstacles like these are shit to a demon.
We are here for a specific purpose. That purpose is you, Sakura Yukimura. We are here for you.
What?
My heart was pounding so hard it could burst. Why do these men know my name?
I don't understand. A demon? What do you mean? And what are you here for? No, you must be joking.
How can you ask what a demon is? Perhaps you're the one joking here. He stepped forward, cloaked in shadows. When Amagiri spoke, it was calm and peaceful, as if he was reasoning with a frightened child. Do your injuries heal quickly? I held my breath. Do you heal from injuries faster than any human could? I mean, that's what you just asked. How does he know my secret? I've never revealed it to anyone before.
Well,
Words struggled to come to mind, and just as I was about to deny their accusations...
What the hell? Maybe it'll be easier if we just give her a demonstration.
Shiranui's gun glistened eerily.
Shiranui, do you really intend on injuring such a rare female demon? Hey, don't tell me what to do. The kid's being stubborn, so what can I do?
After Kazuma glared at Shiranui, his eyes drifted towards the kodachi on my hip again. You don't need words. Her family name is a demon's, and she carries the demon of the East's kodachi. This is enough proof.
My family name?
What was wrong with Yukimura? I didn't understand what he was saying, and the cold sweat started inching down my spine. Then again, it isn't as though we need your permission to kidnap you. Oh good, I'm being kidnapped. Female demons are rare. Now, come with me. His hand stretched out from the darkness, pale and grasping like the tentacle of some hideous subterranean monster. Interesting, connection. Then, a blade flickered through the night. Ah, yes, our boys! Whoa there, pal. Trying to pick up chicks in a back alley. That's not creepy at all.
You again.
Kazuma. Okay, the culture and the nose of a dog, I see. One could say the same of you.
Harada! Saito!
My legs almost collapsed as if the now shattered tension was the only thing keeping me standing. I teetered backwards, my balance momentarily lost. A strong, sinewy hand caught me and pulled me back, its grip hard as steel.
Hijikata!
Stay back.
Hijikata.
One hand guided me around behind him, even as the other drew his sword. I figured you were here for the Shogun's head. What do you want from a kid? I have little interest in you or the Shogun right now. The matter at hand concerns only us demons. Stronger and more powerful than humans, they have rapid healing powers. Chikage Kazuma, Kyo Shiranui, and Kyuju Amagiri are among their number. Well, thank you for spoiling that as well. Demons. His eyes narrowed. Hijikata seemed perplexed by Kazuma's statement, as if contemplating the possibility of its truth. Haven't seen these pugs since Hamaguri.
I guess we're fated, huh? Doesn't make me particularly happy.
True, although I feel little at this reunion. So, you're going to be in our way, then. The tension was so thick in the air that I could scarcely breathe. They were a powder keg, ready to explode. Even the slightest movement could set them off. It wasn't like I could do much, but I still wanted to help, so I grabbed my sword. Don't worry about the commander and the captains.
Yamazaki, when did you...
I've been ordered to return you to headquarters.
Then, you're telling me to run away?
Exactly. Even if you were here, there would be nothing you could do. I mean, he may be right, but oh dear. A decision. Where am I? We could go back to headquarters or stay. I think we're supposed to do go back to headquarters. Oh, I can't tell. Is this chapter 3? Are there any other ones that are go back to headquarters? No, okay. It's just this one. So we do go back to headquarters. Excuse me. We booked it. We left. Even as I ran back to headquarters with Yamazaki, I couldn't shake the fear in my heart. When I finally got to the compounds, I still felt nervous, and I could do nothing but stare into the blank darkness behind me. You're fine now. I'm sure they can't follow you here. But is the option that I am supposed to pick.
But I feel really bad saying this when you're worried, but I must return to the commander. If everyone is out to protect the Shogun, then most of the warriors aren't going to be here. I think it's most safe for you to be with Okita or Todo. Okay, understood. Well, I'll leave the rest to you. With that, he disappeared back into the darkness. Suddenly, the night felt very quiet. The word demon echoed through my head, and their faces floated in front of my eyes. I shook my head. As the temple came back into focus, I felt very, very alone. As Yamazaki said, I should go find Okita or Heisuke, but whom should I look for? I think Heisuke. Wow, all of a sudden it's just decision central. The night compounds that I'm so used to felt like a place I don't know. Nearly all of the members of the Shinsengumi left to guard the Shogun, which meant that the compound was still, cold, and oddly silent. So when I spotted Heisuke, I was quite relieved. Heisuke!
Huh? Sakura, what are you doing here all alone? Did you guys already finish with the Shogun?
Actually,
I didn't know where to start. Stumbling over my words more often than not, I poured out the whole story. At the mention of Amagiri, the man who'd wounded Heisuke at Ikeda, he scowled.
That guy came to Nijo Castle, and not only that, they came for you?
yeah,
Are you sure they weren't mistaken? Maybe they mixed you up with someone else.
I don't think so. I don't know how, but they knew my name.
I see.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is. That's what we choose.
Yeah, it is.
But it's all right now, so don't worry.
Thanks. But wait, I thought you didn't feel well. Shouldn't you be resting inside? Or better yet, I'll prepare some medicine.
Oh, about that.
Actually, the truth is, I'm fine. I lied. What? Why?
He looked at me for a moment, then shook his head in defeat.
I didn't want to leave to guard
I
didn't want to leave to guard the Shogun. What do you mean you didn't want to go? Why?
Heisuke seemed to be unsure whether to open up, and he looked up at the night sky for a moment. Eventually, he slowly but quietly continued speaking.
Well, Kondo, Hijikata, the shogunate, they all respect Iemochi very much, but I just can't get myself to feel the same way. What do you mean by that?
I was in disbelief that he would admit such a thing, so I had to ask.
I don't think you know since you haven't been to Edo lately, but in Edo, you can see foreigners building all these towers, setting up shop like they own the place. But it seems like the officials of the shogunate don't think anything of that. Does he really plan on expelling the foreigners? It's starting to make me feel like he has no interest in protecting the civilians of Edo. So under these circumstances, here comes the shogun. It left a bad taste in my mouth. Besides, you heard about it, right? About that serum. My heart pounded. I did. That was all orders given by the shogunate. Kondo believed that if we worked hard and showed some results, someday the shogunate would approve of our efforts, but I can't shake this feeling, knowing there's a high chance that they'll just use us then throw us away. Heisuke. Oh, don't get me wrong, though. I'm not saying that I have an issue with how Kondo and Hijikata are running things. I mean, I really do like them and respect them enough that I've moved all the way to Kyoto with them. Heisuke's eyes were filled with confusion and pain, and it hurt my heart seeing them. To be in the predicament of not knowing what's right or wrong, and how to confront being loyal to something you don't believe in. So, was that why you invited Ito to the Shinsengumi? Yeah. Ito is very in tune with politics, and he keeps up with trends and has a lot of connections. I would have thought he might lead the troops in a good direction. Well, at least better than now. As any group grows, it must begin to accept people with differing viewpoints. I like how we've just shifted from one series of feelings, people trying to kidnap me, I'm scared, demons, like actual demons, and now we're just talking politics, like good old friends. Size and human nature simply decrees it cannot be tightly focused forever. So long as the Shinsengumi fought in the front lines of the war, it would lose friends to death. But how many might it lose, I wondered, to differences of opinion? I did my best to put the thought from my mind. Enjoy the present. Don't worry about the future. That was what I, truly believed, and I quietly looked up at the starry sky. Since then, once the rest of the men returned, there was a meeting among the captains. The subject of that meeting was the 3 men at Nijo Castle, Chikage Kazuma, Kyuju Amagiri, and Kyo Shiranui. They called themselves demons, and their previous encounters with the Shinsengumi suggested that they were somehow involved with the Satsuma and the Choshu. The Satsuma were the most powerful domain in the opposite domain, and the Choshu are publicly expressive of their dissent towards the shogunate, a domain governed by one of the opposition daimyo. The Choshu were essentially enemies of the court. I don't know how the 3 men are supposedly affiliated with the domains, but I was abundantly clear. I am just having a time right now. It was abundantly clear that they were not to be dealt with carelessly. There was another problem, however. Why had they come for me? They said I was one of them and knew about my family name and my kodachi. But how? My name is Sakura Yukimura. I am the daughter of my father and my mother. I mean, yes, that is how that works. I am a normal girl, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, that's a lie. All of your wounds heal mysteriously, as admitted by your own mouth. But yes, you are a normal girl. Who am I? Oh boy. Things be getting crazy around here, you know? We are now in June of 1865. Wasn't that where we already were? Or has it been a year? Am I crazy? June 1864. Okay, did I read that wrong? Was that me? I don't know. The compound was alive with noise and movement. I passed several soldiers in the halls, each one of them excited about something. What was going on?
This is unconscionable. Never in all my...
Ito, is something wrong?
Yes, I'd say something is wrong. Why should I be made to bare my skin in the same room as those savages?
Ito's explanation was useless. I was completely confused.
Is there something going on today?
Ito did his best to collect himself, shakily adjusting his hair and clothing before he spoke.
Someone claiming to be a doctor whom Kondo met on his visit to the shogun has arrived. He is conducting physical examinations.
A disdainful sniff. I think this is my best voice. He glared pointedly across the hall towards the area he just left. The men were getting physical checkups, that much I knew. Given my particular situation, I'd been exempted by the captains, who also gave me special instructions to stay away. You know, for reasons.
That hairless monster, that doctor, he demanded I remove my clothes in front of everyone. When I refused, as any decent man would, he tried to remove them himself, by force, and the rest of them just stood there. What sort of uncultured savages are they?
Oh my god. There's something about this voice. I'm gonna die. Savages seems a bit strong. At any rate, perhaps I should go see just what a physical entailed. I was a doctor's daughter, after all. Oh god, Sakura, no.
What is this doctor's name?
I believe he called himself Ryojun Matsumoto.
What?
Wait, Dr. Matsumoto?
What's up with that reaction? Do you know him?
When I first came to Kyoto, my plan was to find Dr. Matsumoto. My father told me that I could rely on the man if I ever needed anything. Unfortunately, he was away on business when I had arrived, and after that...
I'm going to go watch the physical exams.
There was no time to waste.
Oh my, so you want to see those savages? What peculiar taste.
I guess that's a thing to say. Does he know I'm a girl?
Is this it?
I could hear loud voices from inside.
Oh!
The scene froze me in place. All right, next. Oh boy.
At last, my turn. Check this out, doctor.
Oh god, I've forgotten his voice. Oh god, it's wrong.
What do you think? You're looking at the amazing product of years of training.
I don't know why his voice has escaped me. I can't get back to it.
Your body's fine, Sheen. I think it's your head that the doctor ought to be taking a look at. What's that? You say you want me to...
Oh my god, his voice is gone.
You say you want me to beat the daylights out of you?
There we go. You're fine, Shinpachi Nagakura. Now get. Next.
Whoa, hey, hold on there, Doc. You gotta take a good look at this.
I love how we're just zoomed in on his pecs. No, you're quite fine. Healthy as a horse, and I've seen quite enough, thank you. There we go. Oh my god. You're holding up the line. Oh wait, who's this? You're holding up the line, Shinpachi. Get moving, okay?
I'm just saying, I don't really think you've had time to fully examine.
Don't you wanna
Order a slice of this beefcake? I got 2 meaty servings on a plate right here.
Oh my god. A medical examination is for finding problems, not showing off. Now move. It wasn't difficult to see why Ito was desperate to escape. I couldn't imagine him as part of such a display. What should I do? I feel like it's rude to intrude. Yukimura, what are you doing here? Is something the matter?
Oh, Yamazaki. Hello. I heard that Dr. Matsumoto was here.
Yamazaki didn't look like he was in the mood to tolerate my snooping, so he went to the point. I see. I take it you aim to speak with him, huh?
I have been briefed on everything regarding your
Wait, what? I have been briefed on everything regarding your situation. I think I know what you're doing. However, the physicals are taking some time. Will you leave this to me? Okay. Yes, please.
Are you sure? Then yes, please do so.
Got it. Please excuse me. So he knows I'm a girl. Yamazaki went over to Dr. Matsumoto. Pardon me, Dr. Matsumoto. Please allow me to look after those whose symptoms are minor. Why not take a little break? I'll take you up on that offer. I waited outside for Dr. Matsumoto until he stepped out of the examination room.
Excuse me?
Yes? He looked at me for a moment, his eyes narrowed in curiosity. I need to fetch some more medicine, so maybe it's a good time for a break. Can you give me a hand?
Oh, yes, of course.
Someone already knows, clearly. Hang on, coffee break. Coffee. What luck. That was a good thing. What luck? And this sounded like, what luck? It was a good thing. We're getting to talk to him.
Dr. Matsumoto.
Ah, doctor. Hello, Yukimura.
Oh, hi, Kondo.
I see you found her already. Yes, thanks to you.
What?
I was utterly lost. Dr. Matsumoto laid a gentle hand on my shoulder. Sakura, I came here to see you. Kondo told me that Kodo's daughter was staying with the Shinsengumi.
Oh, I see.
I knew Kodo and Matsumoto were acquaintances, so I thought perhaps Matsumoto might be able to give us a clue as to his friend's whereabouts. I looked him up as soon as I returned to Kyoto. The Shinsengumi had their own reasons for wanting my father found, but Dr. Matsumoto's appearance was still cause for joy.
Thank you, both of you.
They smiled. Dr. Matsumoto then explained he had just barely missed me when he left for Edo as I came to Kyoto. He'd received all my letters, but once he finally returned, he had no idea where I was, and consequently couldn't find me. I'm sorry that I missed you. You must have had a rough time of it. Is there anything you need?
No, I'm doing all right. So, Dr. Matsumoto, about my father...
His face took on a grim cast, and before he even spoke, I knew what his response would be. Unfortunately, I know no more about where Kodo might be than you do.
I see.
The defeated tone of my voice surprised me. I suppose on some level I believed Dr. Matsumoto had some miraculous revelation about my father. Foolish of me, of course, but that didn't make the truth any less devastating. Kondo simply nodded. I hear you've become involved with the treatment. You know what I mean, don't you? Kodo's experiments. Yes, I knew what he meant. The experiments my father conducted with some strange concoction that could make people go mad.
Please tell me about it. I want to know everything my father was doing.
He nodded. Kodo was working with the Shinsengumi under orders from the Shogun to create what were called Furies. Furies are humans with nigh demonic strength and speed and phenomenal healing abilities. A creature with heightened speed and strength as well as the ability to heal from almost any wound. One can almost be killed by a stab wound through the heart. Only be killed by a stab wound through the heart or by having its head removed. Excuse me.
Furies.
This term seemed so familiar. Then I realized I'd overheard some of the men talking about it. Well, also, we've heard other people talking about it. Don't jinx him, Soji. It's gonna look bad if officers start joining the Furies.
Oh, so furies can't come from something you drink, where any injuries... I remember this now. Oh, so furies come from something you drink, where any injuries could be cured. The furies that Heisuke spoke about are men to be pitied. The substance that transforms normal men into these furies is called the water of life, a substance imported from the West that turns those who drink it into furies. Until refined by Kodo Yukimura, it was too toxic to use. In China, they call it sentan. In short, it grants immortality.
Furies, water of life.
It sounded more like something from a fairy tale rather than real life, but there was something in Dr. Matsumoto's tone of voice that said he was telling the truth.
I've already heard about how it makes you strong and hard to kill, but doesn't it cause so much pain that it makes most people go crazy? And even if you survive that, then even the smell of blood can make you go crazy again.
Dr. Matsumoto nodded slowly, then pinched the bridge of his nose with thumb and forefinger. Hold on. Excuse me. He looked very tired. So, you know about that too?
Yes.
They were human, but not human. Perhaps they were almost entirely different now. Alright guys, I think this is a good place to leave it. We have not really seen Sanan in this episode, honestly. We saw him briefly. But that is the difficulty of this. It's sort of an on-rails story, but also a very, like... Okay, the way this game works is you're hitting flags. At a certain point, the game will take a turn and you will be on someone's route. So we are effectively just trying to get to that route by doing the main storyline first. That's the way that Hakuoki was designed, is basically you're just hitting flags and then it returns to the common route and keeps going through the main beginning story. At some point, all we're gonna see is Sanan, at least as far as I understand. You know, previous routes have always been like this. I've done Okita's route, I've done Hijikata's route, of course. I've done Hijikata's route twice, and I've done Chikage's route, Kazuma, the blonde-haired demon. I've done his route. His route is, I think, the shortest. It's actually very similar to Sanan's, but you're basically just not supposed to interact with anyone, like, ever. Now, though, we are doing Sanan's, and I don't know. I'm interested to see how this goes, because this is so different from what I've experienced before, honestly, with any of the other routes. So, and this game is like massive. There's also the problem with, like, we obviously are missing things that we would see in other routes. Like, if we were in Hijikata's route, we would have a much broader understanding of everything. His route is, I think, the longest, because his route has the most answers for the main plot. But for now, what we're seeing is just sort of like from the sidelines, which is technically where Sanan is, which is why we are staying on the sidelines. We're effectively supposed to be doing the same thing that Sanan is forced to do, which is not be a part of the Shinsengumi. Okay, well, thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next episode. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.